Okay, Joey, tell us a little bit about this boat that we've got there. What does it look like, and how does one get to row in it, and just how many people does it take, and that kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, like first of all, the main part of the canoe, which is the waka, which has the seats, and that's where it takes 6 people to paddle the waka. And then you've got the wood pieces that go off the side. They're actually called kiatos. And then you have an armour, and the kiatos are tied to the armour. The kiatos are tied to the waka itself. And this is all done by measurement. You can't just put it on. It's all got to be measured properly. The further out the kiatos is the more stable the waka is. And at the moment I've got it rigged so it's quite stable just for people learning. And like I said, there's 6 of us in the waka, 1 steerer and 5 paddlers. And you actually alternate, so everyone follows the stroke, which is number 1 paddler. And you just basically, everyone follows number 1. And you've all got to be in time, and we also have a caller that sits at seat 3 normally, and so you sort of do like 10 strokes, and they'll call a hup, and then everyone swaps side, paddling sides. But this is really important that, that everyone swaps when they're meant to, because if you don't, if you all end up on the right-hand side of the waka, well, you're all going to go for a swim, which some people don't like doing, but anyway. But I always give a safety brief to everyone who's going to get in that waka so they know how to turn it back over and bail it out and get back in it and all that. But, on Sunday I'll run through that with everyone. But yeah, it's awesome being out there. Awesome, you'll love it. I mean, I stand here every day and look out at that water and just think, you'd love being out there on that waka. And the group that I actually took out in the middle of the year, I can't remember when, but they loved it out there. We paddled out there, and I just told them to pull all their paddles in and just sit and just feel it. And it was a really beautiful feeling. So, you can have that feeling too if you're interested. So, yeah.
So all it takes is to turn up there at 1 o'clock on Sunday?
That's all it takes, is you to turn up at 1 p.m. And I mean, if there's too many people, well, we'll just go out, we'll take you out for a paddle and come back, and we'll just alternate people, and so everyone can have a turn.
The idea is, of course, that people kind of come back regularly on weekends at a fixed times, either at Sunday or something that suits the whole group to kind of come together. Yeah,
absolutely, and that's the thing. You've got to turn up, and it's a team effort, and you've got to look at it like, if you don't turn up, well, you're letting your teammates down, because you've got to have that many people to take that waka out. So, yeah, so we want some people who want to commit themselves.
Yeah, there's no outboard there to take the place of a paddler.
Exactly.
Now, it's called paddling, not rowing, so people are facing all the forwards, of course, to paddle. Yeah. What's the difference between paddling and rowing, just for us as amateurs?
Well, rowing, you've got two oars, and your back's facing towards the way you're going, Whereas in a waka, you've got a paddle, one paddle, and you alternate sides, and you're facing the direction that you're going. Mm-hmm. So, and it takes a lot of fitness for this. I mean, there's nothing stopping anyone from doing what I did and becoming a world champ. I mean, I remember the first day I picked up a paddle, I went, that's it for me. I'm going to become a world champ, and that's what I did. But it was a lot of commitment, a lot of time out of your personal life, but mostly commitment, and that's what you've got to have, and drive. You've got to want to do this, and anything's achievable, eh? Anything.
Okay, that's good. And so do people need to bring any special clothing or life vests, anything like that?
Well, we've got life vests down at the school, which they'll be on board the waka, because we have to have one for every person on board. I've always worn just a polyprop top and just some tights. You want light clothing. You don't want any heavy clothing. Bare feet is always good. And like a singlet and a polyprop on top, and if you get hot, because you always get hot, you can take your polyprop off and tie it around your waist or something. But sunscreen, sunglasses and cap. So that's about it, really. And we've got the paddles here.
Okay.
And some water would be good. We always used to have water out in the waka with us, a bottle of water.
Now on Sunday we're probably just going to have a quick paddle there, but just for a normal session, would you sort of go out for a long time? How do you go very far or just go around in circles? What's sort of the routine that one would go through?
Yeah, our routine would be, we'd go probably for a 10k paddle. You know, that's a couple of hours. And when we're in training for sprints for the New Zealand Nationals, because it's sprints, it's like fast racing, not long distance. So we'd be training our starts, you know, because your most effective is your starts, getting the waka up, because the waka actually glides, believe it or not, but you've got to get it up on a glide and keep it up there. So we'd practice our starts and we'd just practice sprints, 500 metre sprints, one after another, 10 in a row. You'd have a 2-minute rest in between. But and it's all about your coaching and that, you know, having a great coach to lead you to the top. But yeah, lot of hard work, and fitness is a top thing, you know. Yeah,
let's say it's a good way to get fit. Okay.
Oh yeah, it is, and good for your stomach muscles. You want a 6-pack? Go paddling.
Okay, look, hey, it's summer's out. You want to get down to the beach? Might as well get yourself fit again for that and get a bit of body toning in. We haven't got a gym on the island, so let's do it with a canoe. Hey, tell me, the last time people saw waka would have been perhaps at the opening ceremony of the Rugby World Cup, but they're a bit different than the wakas we saw there, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. They house more people for a start, and they're big wooden waka, whereas ours is the what's that stuff called? What's it made out of?
It is fiberglass, isn't it?
Yeah, fiberglass. It's made out of fiberglass. Like my OC1, which is a single waka. Now, it's only 3 mil thick, so they're very, very thin. You know, if you stood on it, you put a hole completely through it. But the 6-man wakas are a bit different. They're a bit more sturdy. Yeah, like I said, they house more people and wooden, and ours are built for racing, you know. So, but I think that's more, those wakas are more for show, I think, these days.
Well, it sounds like it's quite a sport there. So, but a fun thing to do to be out there in the harbour. I mean, by default, you're going to end up being there on calm days because as soon as you go to a chop, it probably gets too hard. Yeah. So, it sounds like it's a good fine weather activity. Oh, it is, absolutely. I mean, even once you start getting confident and all that, because we used to train on the sea as well, in weather like there is today. But it's having that confidence and having a steerer who's confident, who can take you through that, you know. And it's a trust thing too. You've got to trust each other in that waka, because every position in a waka they've got a job to do. And if that person doesn't do that job, you know, when you're out in big seas, well, you know, you fall out, things can happen. But if you have a crew that you all trust each other and you know what you're doing out there, which we've been out in big seas, huge seas out on the sea, but you feel confident, you know, you just jump in there and you don't even have a second thought about falling out, because that's not what it's about, you know. Well, Chubby, I'd like to talk a little bit more about your experience of paddling. You were part of the national clubs and also internationally. But we'll just take a break for a moment and then kind of come back in a few minutes after this next track. So stay on the line with me, and I'll play a little bit more music for now.